right, guys, so I know a lot of you have been very curious what we've been up to, and we're finally going to show you guys because we asked on Instagram whether or not we should post a city update video now or when it's pretty much laid out and ready to show you with a full layout. A lot of you guys want to see it in progress, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And there's a lot to show, but there's also a lot that is yet to be built. So let's go ahead and dive in. But before we do, let's also talk about where we came from. So if you guys remember, our first ever city was in our old place, and that was kind of our first foray into a custom city build. It was super cool. We really liked it, but we ran out of space pretty quickly because it was in a small bedroom. Then we moved to our new place, built an all new city in there. And over the course of 2 years, have kind of changed the layout multiple times. You guys have followed us through the beginnings, the ends, the starts, the stops, and just everything in between. And it's been a lot of changes, but I think a lot of people also like the changes because it gives you guys various ideas to go off of and new ideas to implement in your own cities. Late last summer, we decided to change everything again, and we started our LA city build, which was super popular and you guys really enjoyed. We also really enjoyed it, and it was coming along great. I mean, everything was starting to come together. We had the downtown core, we had the Santa Monica area, and it was really starting to look and feel like a true city. When you'd step back from it, it was a really cool sight to see, especially being from Southern California. It was just, it felt just like home. Now, the challenge, as we spoke about in one of our previous videos, was that the cost of parts for the LA city build was very expensive because the skyscrapers were so big. But it also, from a layout standpoint, didn't fully work from a flow around the room standpoint. And we were running out of space and running out of storage solutions. So recently we announced that we were going to change the city yet again. We started taking everything down, and we showed you guys on Instagram some of the changes that were coming, especially with taking the city down. We also invested in brand new tables, and the tables are incredible. They hold up to 1,000 pounds. They have leveling feet that you can make the most minute and micro adjustments to make it perfectly level. And they're made of solid wood and solid steel. So it's a huge upgrade from the old IKEA lemon tables that we used to have. The new tables took so long to build and created so much trash that we had to call 1-800-JUNK to haul it all away. So that alone took about a week to get everything put together. I mean, we built over 9 tables and new IKEA furniture. We built all new IKEA dressers. We ordered 3 of them, which was a pain in the behind to put together. It was 18 drawers total, and we spent 2 days and 2 nights putting these things together because we have full-time jobs. So during the day, we couldn't really work on it. So literally, we would get home from work, put these things together for hours into the evening. And then one of the days happened to be a Saturday, so we worked on it all day on Saturday. But needless to say, it took a long time putting these things together along with all the other tables. And we're happy with how it turned out because now it's going to offer a bunch of new storage capabilities. And on top of that, we have our old IKEA drawers, the Alex drawers, which are now over here. And obviously, we're still getting organized. But the coolest part about this is in our old system, we would have 1 color per drawer organized out. But now, because we have more drawers, we're doing 1 color for 2 drawers. So we have more parts per color. So now when we're going to put things away, we can open 2 drawers at once. I'll show you. And have all the small parts that we need right in front for easy sorting and also easy grabbing of parts. And as you can see, we're still working on getting everything sorted, still a lot of work to do, and this has also taken a lot of the time. And then on top, we have all of our old buildings, which may or may not come back into the city. We're not sure yet. We're kind of just playing it by ear, seeing which ones make sense to add back or not to add back, and the rest will go into storage. So what about the city itself? Well, before we dive in, we did want to remind you guys that we now have sets and kits available at custombrickkits.com, and we also have all of our instructions for sale at AFOLstore.com. Again, all of the proceeds go back towards building the city out and investing in the new tables, bricks, and everything else needed to set this new city up. So we really appreciate everybody who's bought so far, and if you could or are thinking about buying, that would be great so that we can reinvest it into the new city build. Again, everything is reinvested either into building more kits or building the city. So it really goes to benefit you guys because we can create more content. Again, thank you to all of our customers so far. We really do appreciate it so much. You have no idea. And it really helps us afford to make this huge city. So with that being said, let me dive in and show you guys finally what you all came here for, which is the new city layout. All right, so you guys wanted a full layout tour before it's set and complete. So there's going to be some mess, but here it is, the new city layout. Stepping back, you can see there's still a lot of stuff to break down and sort. down here at this end in particular. But you can see down below are the new IKEA drawers, and the new tables are behind. And let me kind of talk about the layout and what we have planned. And you may have even noticed that there's a new mountain in the back. All right, so we're gonna start down at this end because this is the most complete so far. And we're gonna talk about this new mountain and this new train track and everything else going on down here. So we have been building this mountain for 2 or 3 weeks now, and it has been a huge pain in the rear, but we are really starting to like how it's coming together. So let me explain what we have planned and just show you how many bricks this thing is taking up. We have ordered and gone to the Pick a Bricks wall so many times to get these 2x4 green bricks. So we have those from the Pick a Brick wall, but let me show you what else we ordered from Bricklink. So we ordered over 2,000 bricks on Bricklink, which just arrived recently, just in time to finish the not only the mountain, but kind of the terrain around the mountain. So let me show you what we've built so far. Okay, so we're on the back side of the mountain now. And basically the plan is to have the monorail go through the mountain down at this end. It's gonna be built up to be a pretty sizable mountain. It'll come down and take you to the city down here. More on that in a moment. We also then have a train going around and through the mountain on the backside, which will go over here to a shipping port that we have planned over here. Again, more on that in a moment. It's gonna be really cool having both the monorail run and the train through the mountain when it's all said and done. The hardest part has been figuring out the landscaping and kind of the greenery that'll go on the mountain itself. At first we wanted to do bigger trees, but it started to look a little out of scale. So now we're doing some smaller trees and playing around with different foliage options. And we haven't totally set on anything yet, but it's looking okay. The goal though is to kind of encompass the monorail train as if it's going through a jungle scene. And again, it'll lead to a tunnel over here and it'll pop out on the other side of the mountain over there. I'll show you more on that in a moment. The train will then come down and around, and we've already started on this little train tunnel down through here. More work to be done. We got to ballast all the tracks, but basically the mountain then will spill over the tunnel and come over to this little nature area that we're working on over here. The train itself will carry through back out to the other side over by the gas station and come over to the shipping port. For the most part, this is going to be the downtown core area. And what we did was we laid out base plates in a way that kind of shows you how many buildings we can fit down here. Because you have all the different colors to represent the different buildings. So obviously this is the train area, but you go building 1, building 2, building 3, building 4, etc. Then we have a whole nother row right here with the monorail going down between. And if you swing around, there will be more buildings on this side facing this area over here that I'm going to talk about in a moment. So as you can see, what's really nice about this new layout is we now have this back walkway. So we're gonna be able to access both sides of the city, which I think is gonna lead to a lot more detail being able to be packed in here. And it's gonna lead to different scenery that we wouldn't have had with the last layout because it was up against the wall. We should also mention that the roads for this whole new layout are gonna be brand new. We literally destroyed on purpose all of our old roads for the sole reason that we wanted everything to be rebuilt specific to the city rather than reuse the roads like we've done in the past. It's worked out great in the past, but you always are left with like some funky intersections and areas that match up that honestly, if you just built it from scratch, would have worked out a lot better. So we're doing it a little bit different this time and literally starting from scratch. We've been sorting nonstop in the evenings. It's been such a pain, but it's finally all coming together. And one thing that we're doing different with the roads this time around is we're making the sidewalks just a little bit more narrow. So instead of being 6 wide, we're doing 4 wide. And the reason for that is now there's a gap on both sides. Okay, you can kind of see where this building is and there's a gap right here. That's on purpose because if we want to be able to wire the city and make it light up with LEDs and everything else in the future, we want to have these little basically electrical rails going down. And the point is to hide the wires right here, and then it'll be tiled over with sidewalk once the wires are laid. This allows us to lay out the new roads, get everything set, and then start the wiring after without having to basically rip everything up and replace it as we go with new wiring and whatnot. So here's downtown. You've got the roads starting to go in. We're not finished yet, obviously. You've got the mountain that has started. When it's all said and done, it should probably be yay big, give or take. And then obviously we're going to have buildings and a lot of stuff down here. So what's going around it? All right, let's talk about that. So as you can see, there's a height difference in the IKEA builds as well as the tables. And then there's also a table over here that's the same level as the IKEA. I know it's hard to see because of the mess. Sorry guys, we just weren't able to get through it all in time for the video, but I'll try and do my best to explain what we have planned. So like I said, in the back is going to be kind of a nature area. And then over here is going to be more of like shipping yard right here with like gas station, kind of more like rural area, moving into the downtown core. I don't know if we're going to go super tall with skyscrapers in this one or not. I put this building in here just for scale, just to kind of get a sense. I think we're going to try and go more like mid-scale on this one rather than super tall like we did with the LA build. We'll see as it gets developed, but I think we're going to go custom buildings on this one like we did with our original city, just to kind of make a city that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. We may include one of our old skyscrapers here and there. You know, obviously we've got a lot to work with, or we may just start from scratch. Honestly, not sure yet. We're kind of just going as we go, you know, no pressure around this time. We're just going to kind of build a city and have fun with it. Around the city though is where it's going to get fun. So this is going to be all ocean. This entire wraparound area is going to be ocean. And as you can see, the tables back here are raised, and obviously all this still has to get broken down and sorted. But basically this whole area is going to be like our island beach town. Okay, so it's going to be a carryover of some of the other builds that you've seen with us in the past, as well as some new builds. And it's going to be surrounded by ocean with a pier. We're going to get the Ferris wheel incorporated again. We're going to have a marina, all that cool stuff. And as you transition more into the city, it's going to move more into like a protected marina over here with a bridge that takes you over to the island area. And then there'll probably be like some rocks and cliffs and whatnot over here. And then over here will be the shipping port with the larger boats, Coast Guard, etc. And that'll connect to the train system. And again, sorry for the mess. We cleared off the dressers over here just to give you a sense, as well as the tables. But once all of this is sorted and put away, you'll start to really get a scale, hopefully by the next video, of what we're talking about. And so if I step back, you can actually get a really good sense for it. So this is basically the full layout now, right? And so you've got the Alex drawers over there, which kind of stores all of our small parts. Right now, the skyscrapers as well. You move into the bigger bulk stuff down through here and in the closet, as well as on the walls. And then the city is up above with a nice walk-through path in the back. We're also probably going to improve the lighting on the back now that there's going to be detail back there. So that's something to look at as well. And we got to clean off the airport, which is over here, which will then tie into the city as well. So lots to do, so much to do. And it's a little overwhelming at times, but it's also really exciting because just with this layout so far, we're already getting really excited about all the new custom builds we can do and everything we can incorporate into the city. But anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys are excited as we are for the new city. I'm sure we're gonna have a ton of updates soon, especially as we get everything cleared and sorted. But really excited to get organized and get this new city off the ground. So thanks again for watching, and we'll definitely see you next video.